A deep strike Ukrainian drone unit launching this night a wave of 200 attack drones into Russia.
Yesterday, CNN revealed what they were actually working on while correspondents from around the world were documenting the aftermath of the devastating terrorist attack on the dormitory and a teaching block of a pedagogical college in the LPR. The segment ran as a full advertisement for the effectiveness of Ukrainian drones. Armed Forces Ukraine hired CNN to film their drone killers at work. This is not journalism. Western mainstream manufactures a deliberately distorted picture of the world today.
The journalists that work for these outlets, they're stenographers for empire.
Speaking of having no humanity, we want to play this because remember, we covered this on Sunday. Today's Wednesday. Chris had just gotten back from Lugansk. We told you that the major outlets were obviously invited. The BBC declined. The CNN said they were on vacation, but we found out what they were actually doing.
President Trump once said Ukraine had no cards, but now they've built themselves a new deck. We're now with perhaps Russia's most keenly sought target in the war. A deep strike Ukrainian drone unit launching this night a wave of 200 attack drones into Russia.
The issue here is the scale. Potentially 20 drones being launched just from here, and 3 or 4 other locations around here also involved in tonight's attack. The sheer number overwhelming, it seems, much of Russia's air defences and causing persistent embarrassment to the Kremlin.
Working fast in silence, knowing an error with the fuel or explosives or launch could kill them all.
They are a key target for the Russian Shahid drones flying overhead, constantly interrupting their work, which is going to go on all night.
And this is straight from Masha Maria Zakharova. As you know, CNN did not travel to Starobelsk last Sunday, citing logistical reasons. Yesterday, CNN revealed what they were actually working on while correspondents from around the world were documenting the aftermath of the devastating terrorist attack on the dormitory and a teaching block of a pedagogical college in the LPR. CNN correspondent Nick Paton Walsh, who has been indicted in absentia in Russia for participating in the Kursk incursion, was filming a promotional segment about Kiev's drone strikes on Russian cities. The piece was prepared slightly in advance, but aired on May 26th, 4 days after the Starobelsk strike that killed more than 20 people. Neither the anchors nor Walsh mentioned it with a single word. Instead, the segment ran as a full advertisement for the effectiveness of Ukrainian drones. Quote, "We are now next to perhaps the most wanted target in Russia, a Ukrainian long-range drone strike unit. Tonight, they will launch 200 drones at Russia. These drones have already struck Stavropol." That passing in detail about Stavropol is significant, and it suggests Walsh may have been embedded with the Ukrainian unit at the exact moment it was coordinating the planned strike on the college in Starobelsk. Kiev's drones hit Stavropol the day before the Starobelsk attack. This reframes the situation entirely. The Armed Forces Ukraine hired CNN to film their drone killers at work. When Russia invites CNN to document the aftermath of Ukrainian drone strikes, the killing of civilians, including children, and the destruction of civilian infrastructure, American journalists cite vacations, logistics, and so on. Meanwhile, there is a strong likelihood that CNN correspondents were filming the preparation for that very attack. Their audience, the channel has decided, should not know about the consequences. This is not journalism. CNN has different priorities now: propaganda, distortion, manipulation, not informing its audience. This is exactly how the Volkitscher Beobachter operated in 1944. Its editorial policy was coordinated with the NSDAP propaganda apparatus. Its stuff saluted and celebrated the achievements of German arms, and until 1945 reported on the imminent victory of the Reich over the USSR and the Allies. Anything that did not fit the narrative simply did not exist. After the collapse of the Hitler regime, the Nuremberg Tribunal sentenced the editor of Volkitscher Beobachter to spend the rest of his life in labor camps. This is how the Western mainstream manufactures a deliberately distorted picture of the world today.
That's the truth. Listen, we were there, and there were journalists, by the way. It's not only CNN, BBC, and the Japanese journalists. 2 Italian news agencies, including RAI,
I heard about this,
were on site. And I saw them, and I saw the fight between RT's not Vincenzo LaRusso, but our other friend who was on site in Starobelsk with us, who was challenging the other journalists. And also there was a challenging of the Italian and the French journalists. And in both cases, not well, in the Italian case, not one report has come out. Not one. And the journalists were on the ground in Starobelsk.
I heard it was because they found out that there were Italian components inside the drones or
There are
something.
Italian components inside the drones. Absolutely there are.
And they refused to air their footage, or I don't know. That's what I heard on X, but X is a cesspool, so I'm taking it with a very large grain of salt.
I just, it's shocking to me, and I keep saying it, and I'll say it again. The journalists that work for these outlets, they're stenographers for empire. We've said it. We continue to say it. In fact, there are stenographers for the Epstein class. That's what they do. That's what they do. They cover up the war crimes. They cover up the pedophilia. They cover up the money corruption. They cover up everything. They cover up everything. They do what their bosses tell them to do because they are not free journalists. They are political actors themselves. And I think that we have to take that. We have to take that and understand that and tell people about that, because people are being bamboozled every day by the mainstream media. They're being lied to.
It's bad. It's bad. And people need to be more informed about who's behind these media outlets, because the media in the United States has gotten scary bad. All of it. Not just Fox News, not just MSNBC. CNN is scary. It's all scary.
Yes, you're absolutely right.